Middle path is the most important thing. 50% materialism, 50% spirituality. Materialism, which is helpful for both the parties. No parasitism, only symbiosis. That material which helps you and also your neighbor. And coupled with that, spirituality. Helping others without expecting anything. Helping others with expecting is called a materialism. You can do that 50%. And 50% helping others without expectation. That is spirituality. In PSSM, we go for middle path, 50% materialism and 50% spirituality. That is our golden rule. You can expect 50% results are returns from your investments. At 50%, don't expect any returns from your investments. So you are simultaneously about material as well as spiritual. That is PSSM policy. The middle path, the golden middle path.
Yes.
You don't need
Yes,
money.
please.
Money will come to us by itself. When you are a Narayana, Lakshmi will follow you. You need to be spiritual to become a Narayana. Then Lakshmi will serve you. That is the concept of Lakshmi Narayana, as we know in Hinduism. Everybody needs to be Narayana, a spiritual master. Then money will come to him. Money will serve him gladly. If you run after money, you will miss Narayana. 50-50. Continue to earn money and also continue to help all the mankind. 50-50. That is the middle path.
Hi friends, I welcome you all for today's master class. And today we have our guest speaker as Sridevi Srirangam madam. We'll be listening the talk from madam after meditation. So before the master class, we all will practice meditation first. The meditation which we practice here is called as breath mindfulness meditation. Breath mindfulness meditation is all about observing our own natural breath. Before the starting the process of breath mindfulness meditation, we all will practice a process called heart elevation. Heart elevation is a process where we had the enhanced emotions with us, like gratitude and compassion, to elevate our meditation experience. So I'll be playing the music. I'll be playing the music, and we all will sit in meditation now.
Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, with your hands on your chest area, resting your attention on your heart center. Connect with your beautiful heart. With your attention on your heart center, with a slow, long, relaxing breath, can you feel your beautiful heart? Feel the seat of all emotions. Nurturing all life. With its energies of love, compassion, gratitude. Can you recollect an experience from your past? Or from the vision of your future, where you feel enormous love, joy, gratitude? Or simply bring up an experience in the present, smelling a flower, playing in water, taking a walk in nature, helping somebody in need. Imagine and bring up that moment and feel that energy. Relive that moment and feel that energy. And allow yourself to spread that energy onto everything and everyone on this planet, or to someone who is in need, to help them heal, to help them elevate themselves. Where your attention goes, there your energy flows. We're all deeply interconnected. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are in a powerful group meditation, harnessing the energies of the group. When you observe your breath, your mind slowly becomes empty. As the mind is becoming less and less of thought, calmer and calmer, allow yourself to experience that greater calmness inside of you, emptiness all around you. yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience emptiness, that calmness. All emptiness is energy. This is the quantum field of energy. The field of limitless possibilities. The longer you stay connected to this emptiness, blackness of no body, of no thing, the more experiences you draw into your life. It is natural to have thought. When you recognize you are in thought, go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to slowly go into that emptiness, that field of light. We are less matter, more emptiness and energy. The longer we stay in the empty states of mind, the more you transcend your body. You go beyond matter. You experience emptiness and energy. Relax, dear friends. You planted seeds of possibilities. You primed your subconscious. Recognize that whatever you emotionally embrace is manifesting into your physicality. Be grateful for this opportunity to create. Be grateful for to everything and everyone who will help you to create this future. Your gratitude to your parents, teachers, mentors, family, friends, everyone in your life. To this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, to technology, all systems, governments, companies, to yourself, and to this intelligent quantum field for helping us experience, helping us create a new life. Gratitude moves us into coherence and helps us draw and create more. Recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What have you experienced? Whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then you may open your eyes.
Welcome back, friends. If anyone wants to share how was your meditation experience, please use the chat. So today we are going to listen from Sridevi Srirangam madam about the conscious living on our Saturday's master class. So over to you, madam. We are very eager to listen from you.
Thank you, Ladini Madam. Thank you for this beautiful opportunity on a Saturday morning. First of all, my humble gratitude, my humble pranams to Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba, who is my guiding light, and Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji. And my heartfelt gratitude to Chandra sir and Vani madam from Buddha CEO, who introduced me to this meditation 4+ years ago. And good morning, good evening to all masters who joined. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to present on this day. First of all, the meditation was so beautiful. We usually do on Saturday, at 9 o'clock at our home. We have a group coming and we do that. But just doing early in the morning is just so blissful, so calm. So I just want to conscious living. I heard at the end of the meditation today in Chandra sir's voice, meditation primed that consciousness. Primed. What a beautiful and profound. That's exactly what meditation did to me, to become conscious in day-to-day living. So that's why very dear, this topic is very dear to me. And I thought, this is what meditation did to me. How was I before meditation? And after meditation, what happened? So I have a few slides I'll share later. But before going into that, I just want to share my story, the living, the autopilot living that I've been 10 years ago. Or I have I have a beautiful family. I have my wonderful husband and 2 kids, and a great profession, corporate job I have in, 2 kids, a beautiful house, everything. So, but then you're just on an autopilot living. You're busy. In my 30s, it was just my morning starts. You wake up, you prepare lunches, you prepare to go to the office. By 8 o'clock, you get ready, go to the office, and just do the 8 to 5 work pressures, whatever it is. You solve problems, you come back, and then you take care of the kids, dinner, kids' activities. You drive them here, there for activities, help them with the homework, and do some things, or maybe have some fun, watching something or talking to someone, and there ends the day, and then everything starts again, right? So what is that really consciously I'm doing? Yeah, I'm being spiritual. I do my puja before every morning in the morning. My prayers, whatever time, 5 minutes or 10 minutes on a regular basis. On special occasions, these more bigger, celebration or puja, whatever you call. Being spiritual, is that it? That's still an action and autopilot. In between, when you're in this autopilot mode, the external factors comes into place. Like you have a bigger challenge, not just smooth on that day, bigger challenge. You get anxiety, you get frustrated, or some challenges with the kids' school stuff, and you start feeling guilty that, oh, I'm spending too much time with my work. I'm not able to help them. The guilt or the anger, or at that time, the frustration or expectations, that your spouse is not doing enough, that you have to do everything. It's just you keep on reacting whenever there is a challenge, you react. Whenever there is something that you can't solve, you feel either guilty or anger. You just don't know, and you think these are common. These are common emotions, and then it takes, um, how do you cope up again? Different mechanisms of cope up. Not everybody calmly, most of the time. You did it, you expect, how come you didn't do it? You didn't plan it, or you always expected the other person have to change, other person have to help, that you don't have enough help, or you started feeling guilty that because I'm doing all these, I can't do this. How can I? All of these emotions, you're carried away always. Where is the happiness? You're only happy, when you spend a family time in the whole week. Maybe you take a little bit of time for that, as a family time, and then the only few moments of happiness, but then rest of the time you deal with these emotions, reacting. So we're all the default mode network. We're just, autopilot, on an autopilot running. These are common. This is what life is. And in this process, you learn. Gladly, I was brought up in a Sai family, and we go to this Sunday, a school character education for my children. And, little by little, at least we started learning. I wasn't doing meditation continuously, but we will learn meditation. And a few minutes of silent sitting every time, every Friday we go to bhajans, or every Sunday school. When we go along with the children, we sit down and do this silent sitting. One day, I decided consciously in my brain, I don't want to be driven by a situation or some other factor. I want to be happy always. I made this decision consciously. It came, I heard my inner voice, or through a retreat or some speech or something. On that day, suddenly I decided in my silent sitting, I was able to hear my inner voice. And then I thought, I have to consciously make this decision that I want to be happy no matter what. No matter what. Otherwise, I'm the victim of the situation or some other thing happening always, or some other person's words, or always something is causing me to be not happy or happy. No, I don't want, I want to get out of this cycle. I made a conscious decision of that. And that's when I started focusing more on what is consciousness, first of all. How does this come into, otherwise I'm not even aware that these are all happening to me. I'm not happy. I thought this is life. This is what life is. You go on, keep on just solving the problems. You learn in those experiences a little bit, but you don't remember to apply again, like that. This is the cycle I'm going on. So I want to now let's go into, I want to share a few slides, and then go into what are the fundamentals of what is conscious living, and why conscious living, first of all, and how do we get there? How do we live? Let me share. I hope you see my screen. Okay. So,
Ma'am,
understanding,
we are not able to see you as well as the PPT.
yeah, not the PPT. How about now? Are you able to see now?
Ma'am, can you please stop sharing and reshare it again?
Okay.
Yeah, I think yeah, now you share it again.
Let me share. Share my desktop. Um, share. How about
Yeah.
now?
Now we are able to see, madam. Yeah, you just
Oh.
increase the size.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. So what is so conscious living, understanding and practicing conscious living? How does that happen? So, as I said, I was living on an autopilot thing. Then what is conscious living? I said consciously, I thought I want to be happy, right? That's a thought. So what the conscious living has mainly three things. It's just about awareness of your thoughts, your emotions, and then the actions follow, right? And then responding instead of reacting. As I said, I've been reacting to this every emotion, everything, every situation that comes in. So, and then living, when I made that conscious choice, I want to be happy, living intentionally, I want to be like this with these values or with this. This is how I want to live, not automatically driven by the situations. So overall, it's just you being aware of everything, a lifestyle that is driven by your intention to bring that attention and care to your own inner world, and then to use that awareness to make a purposeful choices. Do I really want to do this? Do I want to react like this? The purposeful choices about how you show up, in society, at your home or at your workplace, overall in your life, living in present. So that conscious, intentional choices is nothing but, conscious living. And why conscious living? First of all, why? Why is this necessary? You can be just, hey, this is how I am. I'm going to be like this. A lot of people don't even think about, am I operating from a consciously, right? So from a why is this important, right? So there are a lot of things that need attention and focus to do and accomplish anything, right? To have a beautiful life, relations with our families, or we need that empathy, compassion, understanding, listening, all of this good behavior. That's why conscious living is important. If you see in these four that I just flashed, reducing distraction, from all our attention is constantly pulled um, by notifications, by WhatsApp notifications, something, social media, or multitasking. You're doing something and you're distracted by a call or doing something else or some email, or your own mental noise. Distractions are not just external. Most of the distraction, you're listening to right now, you can be listening to a lecture, but all of a sudden your mind goes off somewhere, worrying about something that not happened. Or even in meditation, when we sit down, lot of thoughts keep coming. So the distraction is not just from external, a phone ringing or somebody calling you. It's just internally, also happens. It's internal worrying or overthinking or fear or future. Suddenly you wander off your mind. So this conscious living trains us to bring attention back to one thing at a time, or brings clarity from the distractions, right? We always heard from Chandra sir, where attention goes, the energy flows. That's why, with focus, if you have to work, this conscious living is important. And then for emotional mastery, means emotions are balancing our emotions. We just don't want to be carried away with all these guilt, anxiety, fear, all of these different negative emotions, right? We need to be balanced. We don't have control over emotions. I know it's natural to feel the emotion whenever there are different at different occasions or different moments, but just become aware of them at least. That itself is consciousness. being aware of it, not controlling, but being aware of your emotion and reacting and responding from that, or your actions following that emotion is not a reaction, but responding itself is the emotional balance, and which we need that always. Without that, we ruin our relationships, we ruin everything. We cannot even live in our present moment happily. And we regret. And when we react in a public setting or in a professional, or even, we feel guilty, a lot of times, it's not the kids what they say at that time, but we just said something, reacted, because your mind is already filled with so much emotion, frustration, what happened before an hour or 2 hours before, and then you react, and then you regret later so much that that why did I react that way? But you can't take it back. It's done. That moment was past. You can't bring it back. So that's why emotional balance is very important. And then higher vibrational living. What is it? Higher vibrational living. From survival energy to elevated states. We're always in the survival mode. What happens if I don't do this? What happens tomorrow? We hear all of these external factors, external news and everything, fear of disease, fear of losing job, fear of kids, not progressing, or so many things, always all of those things, bring us the worry, brings us to the lower vibration state. When we meditate, that's why meditation brings us to from a beta state to higher states, alpha, gamma, delta states, elevated states in that elevated states, or in that elevated thoughts, every thought and emotion carries a vibrational frequency, and this conscious living elevates that our energy, our life force, our confidence, our resilience. All of this comes with the higher vibration when we vibrate in the higher mode, right? And then finally, conscious leadership. Okay, leadership doesn't mean, most of the time we say leadership means it comes from some authority, some position, right? But conscious living, it's not about authority. It begins with the self-awareness. When we are a leader inside, we make decisions from calmness, clarity. In chaos, also we operate with clarity. That's what leadership. Why? Because it doesn't have to be, when a problem comes, it's not that you have to have an authority to solve that, right? Or in any group setting, the more self-awareness you are, you operate, from a conscious mind, from your heart, with compassion and empathy. So conscious living builds that trust, that emotional intelligence, and authentic influence. So it's not about conscious living is not doing more. It's about being present, being more present in everything you do. It's not about, doing more and successful, all of that. It's just being more present in everything you do, in you loving everything you do. And that's why the conscious living is important. Now, coming to, in meditation, wisdom classes, I learned a lot from the, neuroscience, quantum physics, neurorigidity, neuroplasticity, a lot of that. That really fascinated me. I understood not from a general perspective, even what's happening inside our brain, inside our heart, inside our neural connections. What is happening? How are we operating in an autopilot mode when we are? What type of thoughts and emotions are coming when you're in autopilot mode or default, I call that a default mode network. Or when you're consciously living, when you're meditating, what is happening in your brain itself, in your neural pathways? And how is that expanding to helping you to live consciously with awareness? It's all about awareness again, right? The brain has a network, called default mode network. It activates when we are overthinking, replaying the past, worrying about future. Studies, shows that our mind wanders about 50% of the time. It's always wandering somewhere. And what is that wandering mind is often doing? Self-critical, or it is the thoughts about, most of those thoughts are negative or past or fear-based or habit-driven. Whatever we used to do always, that's what those are, those type of thoughts are keep coming. Right? When that DMN dominates, when that autopilot dominates, we live unconsciously. We're just driven. We're not driven consciously by our own buddhi or consciousness. The moment we notice that we are wandering, we are projecting so many things than what really happened in our life. Most of the time, the suffering or that comes not from the word that somebody said, or not from that some bad challenge or situation happened, but projecting that several times in our mind over and over, over and over. They only said once, 10 years ago or 5 years ago or yesterday. But how many times between then the actual happened and then we are repeating that in our brain is what the brain doesn't know it really happened, or it is happening again. It's just we are just carrying that over and over, so the negative emotion keep coming. So the moment you notice about this wandering itself, that means you're already conscious. Awareness itself that reduces or diminishes that default mode network. You come out of that. That being aware is the first step to get out of that autopilot mode. That meditation turns off that autopilot mode. It's not about meditation. Is not about thoughtless state completely. I know we say empty your mind, but how do we get to that empty state of mind? By observing breath. That breath observing helps us to get back to that state of no thought. But it is not about thoughtless state. It is the awareness of thought. You being a witness of the thought. You're not carried away with the thought process. Once it starts, if you're getting carried away with that, that's when you're driven with it. So bringing back to our attention back to that breath, in the breath mindfulness, that's the technique Patriji given us, that very simple technique. When you bring your attention back to your breath, that all of those thoughts will go away. And then it activates your, so the brain, when from negative thoughts to how do you get to the conscious thoughts? Focus and presence and creativity, all of that. As soon as you're aware of your autopilot mode, it activates that consciousness, activates that the positive network. The brain state of a positive network means focus and being in the present moment. So meditation trains that brain to be here in the present moment. That is when that conscious living starts. If you are aware, that itself is consciousness. And that activates your brain CEO center, which is the big part of the brain. Most of the time, if you have attended the 40 days program, there is a whole session about explaining the brain parts, how the prefrontal cortex is responsible for decision making, empathy, loving, long-term vision, purpose-driven, your actions are aligned to the values. All of these are, the prefrontal cortex. With meditation, the brain's ego center really strengthens. This is what, again, neuroscience in action. It's not spirituality alone. Meditation, it's not spiritual, it's scientific. It's the neuroscience, what is happening in our brain. And again, it's not just it's not about only mind driven. right? Conscious living is not about the mind. Mind is always wandering. It's about the heart, operating from your heart. So once the rewiring starts in the brain, the neuroplasticity increases. Repeated thoughts of when that conscious awareness comes, then we start thinking about the positive thoughts, right? Instead, we override that negative thoughts with the overlap with that negative thoughts with the positive thoughts. Anything you repeatedly do, it creates the new neural pathways. Meditation plus conscious intention creates that new wiring. If your gratitude, that's why we always say gratitude. We consciously made that a choice to be grateful for. We start that. I started my gratitude prayer several years ago. Again, just like I want to be happiness, it is my conscious decision that, in my prayer every day, first thing when I wake up, my prayer is gratitude prayer. I still grateful, what I'm grateful for everybody in this universe. And then even in my prayer hall before, when I light the lamp, first thing is I don't know too many mantras or anything. I just sit down, close my eyes, and do the gratitude prayer. What happens, because when once I started that happiness also came. Yes, I made the decision I want to be happy no matter what. But how did that happiness comes automatically? I wired my brain to be grateful every day. I repeat, and then those repeated things create the new neural pathways. The gratitude wiring happened. Now I don't even think, even when I go on a vacation, I check into a hotel, I thank the receptionist, the people who received, the guy, who put the water in my room, or for the room, for the bathroom, for the carpet, everything, and for the bed. It just constantly, just without my awareness, it just comes to me. So it builds the repeated positive thinking and meditation, really new wiring starts. Your awareness, that conscious wiring starts happening. So you're not stuck in your brain, in the brain that you have, right? Now you're shaping the brain. What you're becoming, the new brain, with the gratitude, with the happiness, with the positive thoughts, emotion, empathy, love, all of these will automatically happen. And I heard a lot of experiences in meditation from people. You do for one thing, or maybe no expectation also. It just happens. That's what the nature, that's what the science, neuroscience. So again, as I said, the conscious living is not about, again, brain-based. It's the heart-centered. There's always, when we started our meditation today, heart elevation is the first one. We consciously thought about a positive emotion, which brings that happiness, or that elevated emotion, the blissful emotion that we have. And then there is always a coherence, then signals from heart to brain, brain to heart, the signals happening. And that is what the heart plus brain coherence improves. When you are in the heart elevation process, that coherence improves, and you get to, it's easy to go into meditation, right? And then emotions like gratitude, love, and compassion improves with that brain, heart and brain coherence. You're constant, and that's what I also call that constant integrated awareness. The connection between the heart and brain, in Telugu, you can also call buddhi, you're start acting. That coherence, that inner alignment gets created. Your actions from your brain, it's operated from the heart. Why am I doing this? So all of that, you align your all these things will align. The thought, everything starts with awareness, then thought, then what you do, your actions align with the values, all these core values. Finally, it's the conscious living. It's not a belief or anything. It's that biological upgrade that happens with your brain, heart-brain coherence, with your new neural pathways, neuroplasticity. The upgrade to conscious living happens with the meditation. And then, okay, let's talk about, we already talked about, just want to recap with the 5 pillars of this conscious living. It starts with, conscious breathing. First of all, when everything, you are able to hear your inner voice when you sit in silence, right? Breath is the way to return to, is the fastest way to return to the present moment. That's why observe your breath, observe your breath. We always say, because that's when you get back to your present moment, break away from the thoughts that you're getting carried away. When you control your breath, you control your mind. Conscious breathing. So it all starts from conscious breathing, then conscious thinking. We don't control thoughts, right? We're not able to, but we can observe. We can observe them, we can witness them. Conscious thinking means it's just noticing the patterns. What type of patterns our thoughts has. Is it always judging, judgmental, or what type of negative or fear-based? What type of patterns you're always thinking? Or is it always about the past? Or is it always about the future? What type of patterns in your thinking? That observing or being aware of that itself is conscious thinking. Not believing in every thought or getting carried away, right? Is this that awareness, conscious thinking helps you question, like, is this thought, even after practicing, being meditation, all of this, sometimes all of a sudden from nowhere, something comes. But now, because of that consistent practice of meditation, what I am getting is I'm awareness of that thought, and I question, no, this is not my thought. This is not useful. This is not helpful. This is not aligned to what I am intending for. Immediately, it doesn't get any force, or it doesn't strengthen. I'm not carried away with that negative thought. It just passes by quickly. So that awareness weakens that negative mental loops, right? So you are not your thoughts, actually. You are the one who are aware of them. We're not the thought. We are just witnessing them. We are the one who are observing them. So, and then then comes the from conscious thinking to conscious emotions. Be aware of your emotions, then you won't react. It's okay to label your emotions. It's okay to be emotional. When something happens, you are automatically whatever that type of emotion comes. But you can, oh yeah, this is coming from I'm sad right now. Okay, I'm guilt, but I don't have to react this way. That awareness of that emotion, and you label that emotion, so the intensity of that emotion reduces immediately. When you suppress your emotion, again, no, I don't want to be like this. You keep on suppressing your emotion. You want to self-express, but you are not able to self-express. Your controlled emotions, you want to express, what, right now I'm really feeling sad. It's okay to tell that, and then that itself reduces that intensity of that. But if you keep on suppressing those emotions, it creates stress. You don't know how to tackle with that. You don't know how to channel or vent out that emotion, right? And meditation greatly helps with that. When you observe that your emotion by yourself, no one need to do anything. It will dissolve by itself. You observe, you be aware of that emotion, it dissolves. So you don't react with that emotion at that time. You respond when it is time. Even in an argument, if you are feeling, at that time, and that, you can't express, not suppressing. Again, suppressing means not telling or anything, or don't suppress means you just have to tell right away. You find a right time to be when the other person is not even able to listen in a state. There is no point in arguments, right? You pause at that time. You find the right time, and express that at a time when other person is able to, in a good state, able to listen, and that will make the impact. Not within that heated moment you express, and then without suppressing. Be aware of your emotion, but label it, or observe that itself calms you. You will pause and you don't react. So the conscious emotions are important, right? And consciousness about conscious actions. Once we are more aware of our own emotions, thoughts, and our thinking and our emotions, we're automatically, our actions are aligned with that, right? With the values you carry, not impulse. Your response is not impulsive, you're not reaction or a habitual. It just comes from a conscious awareness. Your reaction comes from a awareness. Your action comes from awareness, right? And then the final thing is about conscious relationships. When you have these, conscious relationships are built on effective listening, actually more listening and understanding. Most of the relationships are our own teachers, actually. Awareness, when you are aware of awareness, or when you're aware of the situation, when you're aware of your own thinking and emotions, it dissolves the judgment about the other person, and deepens the connection with them. When you're not judging, that itself resolves a lot of things. Okay, the acceptance builds, the understanding deepens, the connection deepens, and the relationships become strong and meaningful relations, happier relationships, right? No confronting, no arguments, because you're not reacting with that autopilot mode, with the reaction. I always tell myself, when I was in the autopilot mode, going, or somewhere I heard several years back in a retreat, that and it's just stuck with me, that whenever I come back from work, I have to leave that work, whatever happens, whatever challenge, whatever problems. I don't want to, when I'm dealing with kids and family, I don't want to be carrying that emotion into that and mixing all of that, right? So I think in my head itself, when I come home, how do I want to be? Do I want to be like a shaken Coke bottle, or do I want to be like a water bottle? It's my own choice. I can be like that, and every single things in the kitchen, if the things are laying, everywhere, whatever, happens, every single thing triggers you. As soon as you're already like a shaken Coke bottle, when it opens, it explodes, right? Whatever you're filled with, that's what comes out. You spill, right? Then that is what, then what happens? Everything you're carrying, emotion, and your relationship with anyway in the work, it happened. Now you're carrying that to your kids. Poor kids, they don't know anything what is happening in your brain, your volcano. Then your relationship, oh, mommy is mad, right? And they think she never listens, or I can't, she won't be helpful to me. So not just with kids, with whoever in front of you, your parents, or your spouse, whoever, you're just, or your friends, anyone. So I made a conscious decision. How do I want to be like? So it's not about the people care. How we show up matters more than what we say at that time. How we show up, how we make somebody feel, is what people remember than what we say, right? So that's what conscious relationships about. So is my last one. Just to recap, how do we, okay, we know all about, what is conscious living, what are the 5 pillars, and how do we get there? How do we, and how do we, what type of commitments or conscious choices we have to make it to live consciously? Means I'm at least what helped me in the work, 1 minute conscious breathing every hour consciously. Remember, just pause, breathe. That helps. Or one conscious meal a day. From morning, free my consciousness. I'm still working on. I'm not perfect. I'm still working on this one. In the morning, my state of mind, my consciousness is so absolutely high. Vibrational state. I think today I want to be very, very good with mindful eating, and then as the day goes by, your whatever that conscious, you get into this autopilot mode, and then you are not aware, if you're frustrated or, emotional eating again, So one conscious meal a day, at least think about, and also not one conscious, every time you're eating, no distractions, no phones, nothing, consciously focus on what you're eating, enjoy what you're eating, think about that food in front of you rather than thinking something. And then, of course, daily consistent meditation. And that helps. Of course, reading books, satsangs, sharing experiences like this always helps with the conscious living. And more is daily consistent meditation is what made me to break that autopilot mode and live consciously. Thank you. And I end with this quote: live consciously, lead consciously. Thank you so much, Ladini, for this opportunity. Thank you, masters. I can take any questions you have. I can stop sharing first. If we don't have any questions, then I think we can wrap up. Ladini, are you still there? Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity on a beautiful Saturday morning. I think we can wrap up this one. If no one has any questions, I don't see anything in the chat, but let's see. Thank you. Thanks so much, everyone.